Hi, everyone. Sciatica is one of those just annoying, painful sensations that comes down one side of your body, often down all the way to your leg and feet. It happens when the pelvis is not level, that the sacrum or the lower back vertebra kind of get moved off to the side and pinches on the sciatic nerve. So we have one on each side. It comes as mysteriously as it leaves. Often we have no idea how it happened. But it's going to come from an imbalance in your pelvis. So if we can stabilize the pelvis, then perhaps we can start to bring that balance back, readjust the sacrum and the hip and the low back. So I have a few poses here that I'd like to show you that may work. First thing about nerves, they hate to be stretched, they get angrier. So just listen to your body. If in any of these poses you feel like it's getting worse, please stop. There's no pose that's right for everybody, and there's no pose that's right for your body every day. So let's get started. I'd like you to have either a block or some kind of a cushion nearby. Just lie down onto your back. Sometimes it takes a while to get all the way down on the floor, especially if you're having sciatica. Let's just bring your legs and feet together. Allow your knees and thighs to come together. And take your hands down on your low belly. Take as long as you need here to transition. Focus inward. And just feel the action of your breath down into your low belly. Belly rises, inhale. And then exhale, belly falls and sinks. Even now, you may just notice how the action of the breath starts to create some movement in your low back. Now keep your knees and feet and big toes together. Plant your feet firmly down on the floor, feet are not moving. And bring your arms by your side, fingers facing up. Squeeze those arms to your rib cage, press the shoulder tops down, and gently just start to allow those knees to sway side to side. So not forcing. And resist having the outside edge of your foot lift up. So we may do this for quite a while. The intent of this pose is to stabilize the pelvis, which is the foundation, basically, for everything we do. If the pelvis is not level, not balanced, it will affect your low back, neck, shoulders, all the way down to your legs, feet, and toes. So we just start here. Try not to let the knees slide apart, and keep on squeezing your thighs together. Now, right now, you may have a little bit of space in your low back, which would be neutral spine. Continue and press your low back flat, and just keep doing it. Navel to spine, and squeeze those inner thighs really close together. Now, this is work. It may not look like you're doing much, but if you're doing it, you know what I mean. It's not about seeing how far your knees go to the side, but how much you can squeeze your inner thighs and your back flat. Now, when you get this nice rhythm going, then turn your head the opposite way of your knees. So you can press down on that sacrum. You might feel this all the way up your spine. I just got a little pop in my neck. It felt good. All right. Now we're going to still keep the feet on the floor, but I'm going to place something between my thighs. So I'm going to take the block and place it actually between the knees Or you take whatever cushion, it could be something from your sofa, and the same thing, but now the knees are wider apart. We're going to start the same way. Press down with the feet, big little toe, either side of your feet, and just start with neutral spine. So everything just kind of rocking easy. And bring your arms back so the shoulder doesn't move. Now you probably have a greater range of motion. Again, if this doesn't feel good, stop. This is not your pose. And like you did before, now squeeze the block really hard. Engage those inner thighs and press your low back flat. So we're kind of getting into that core, transverse abdominis, stable pelvis, and turn your head the opposite way of your knees. Side to side. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And even if you turn the side of your lips up, a little smile, that just sends a message to your body that everything is okay. All right. We're going to remove the block now. Separate your feet hips width apart. Trying to line your heels up right with your sitting bones. Hands on your belly again. Take a few breaths. And keep your left foot on the floor. Lift your right foot up. Clasp your hands over your knee. You can just hold it here. You might push it away and pull it in. Circle around. Now, when you start to bump up against some pain, that's telling your body no. And there's a difference between discomfort and pain. So pain always means we need to take a change. And that change could be, how about another pose? Pull your knee over to your right shoulder, flex your right foot, and rest your right ankle right on top of your thigh. Figure 4. Place your left hand on top of your hip. We don't want that hip to tip. At first, just let your right thigh release just with the action of your breath and intention. And if that hip needs more encouragement, place your hands on your thigh. Sometimes a tight piriformis may be the cause of sciatica, although that is less frequent than something going on, a misalignment in the low back. Could be a herniated disc or just SI joint issues. And if you need to continue more, this is up to you, without lifting your head, lift this foot up, clasp behind your thigh. It's going to put a little more pressure on that sciatic nerve. Now, if it feels like it's releasing, instead of getting worse, just stay here, come back to your breath. Breathe into that sensation. And you may even go deeper, clasp your hands over your shin. As long as it feels good, and as long as it feels like the sensation is getting less, stay here. If it feels it's increasing, then start to lower that foot to the floor or come out of the pose altogether. And lower that foot to the floor. Allow this hip to release. Uncross your foot, pull your knee in again. And you might slide your hands behind your knee and just straighten back. Sometimes that comes down into your hamstring. Lower that foot to the floor, tap out your feet. And then right foot in the floor, pull the left knee in, gently pulsing. Little circles. Pull your knee to your left shoulder, flex your left foot, and cross it on top of your right thigh. Gently pulse it away. Go exploring. Notice when you feel some sensation. And remember, sensation is the only way that your body can communicate to you. So you want to pay attention and listen with compassion. And when you get to that edge, you feel probably very different on each side. Breathe it through any little tight knots. And lower that foot to the floor. Again, uncross, pull it in. You might take your hand behind your knee and straighten, curl your toes back. Okay, lower your foot to the floor. So we'll do one more. Knees together just like we started, but this time walk your feet out to the edge of the mat. Squeeze your thighs together, pivot on your heel and turn your feet inward. Press your feet down, both hands back on the low belly. This pose is called constructive rest. It's a great pose for just balancing your hips. It's very restorative and soothing for your body. So sciatica happens, and most of the time, I don't know what I did. And then all of a sudden it goes away. So I think our body is part science, part magic, and part mystery. And it's ever changing. And you could stay in this pose, even up to 20 minutes could be useful. And you might want to repeat this short practice maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Happy healing.